So we have just heard this morning that Larry Hogan, under his quote-unquote climate action plan, wants to let coal plants burn for decades while cheering on the state's combustion of imported frack gas.
Here in Maryland, we are unfortunately still under attack by a governor that wants to continue and poison our communities with frack gas infrastructure. With less than a decade to reverse course, I need you to once again stand up, crowd into your town halls, talk to your neighbors, and stay the course to fight for a sustainable future.
You are the first responders of the climate movement, and you should understand how important that is for not only our nation, but the world. People who are in Africa or the UK or in South America, wherever they may be, they look upon you as the first responders.
The movement and each victory was built by people just like you, people who stood up, spoke out, and won, and who must win again.
And the winners that we ought to be picking are solar and wind and storage and efficiency and conservation and carbon capture, not in these technologies that are not ready for scale in any way, but carbon capture in regenerative agriculture and in trees.
When we think about the consequences of inaction, if we think about the consequences of business as usual, the consequences of what we are currently on a course to see in the future, we're talking about billions of human deaths. And the people who are going to die first are going to be poor people in the global south who have the least responsibility for the climate crisis, who are the most vulnerable to its effects.
The fact of the matter is that we have so much more work to do. And yes, I'm going to be introducing a bill to phase out coal-fired power plants in the state of Maryland. And thank you for your support.
Things are going down and people are shaping policy, that you are the ones who can show up. So please understand how important you are for the movement simply by where you live.
So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce legislation this year, reforming the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Act to increase our goal from 40% reduction by 2030 to 60% or hopefully 63% to match the IPCC science.
It's also important for us to do the right thing in a way that will cause people around the country and around the world to copy us, because
we must change. We have to change. There are thousands of kids who go out there every single week because we cannot let people forget about this.
We're going to finally set a deadline in state law that by 2045, Maryland's economy will reach net zero emissions. Climate change is not an environmental issue. It is the single issue in which all other policy issues get their context and flow through. And it will be the defining issue of our lifetimes in the 21st century.